Well, hello all and welcome. You catch me in the greenhouse. I've got quite a bit of potting on to do. First I'm going to start with is cucumbers. Now, some years, I don't know why, but it seems very hit and miss. And last year I just about scraped through and grew the number of cucumbers I wanted. This year it's just gone absolutely berserk. These have been under the grow lights, and there's 4 pots have been together. That's why they all look a bit leggy, because they've all been. These are Socrates, and there was 5 seeds in each pack, and all 5 have come up. I've gone from drought to famine, to gluttony sort of thing. And then similar sort of thing with luxury. With these, there's 4 in each, and 4 come up, so they need potting on. Now, what I normally do is I'll have, like, especially in the other greenhouse where I've got the tomatoes down both sides, towards the back I'll have, say, 2 Socrates together, then at the front 2 luxury together. In here I tend to do the tomatoes down the one side, peppers at the end, then have cucumbers and do a Socrates and a luxury, something like that, keep them separate. But as I say, I have got other stuff that I've got to pot on. I'll show you a little bit of what I've got. These Playtime calendula, as you can see, they need potting on, so we'll be doing those in time. These are sunflower. This is teddy bear. Had good germination with all of these. They've come on well. Now I'll show you 1 or 2 other things that I've done with Spanish flag. These are all from Save Seed. And I'm quite pleased with what's come up actually with these. There is a weed in there, so we'll get rid of that. But yes, there's ample there, so I'm quite pleased about that. With what I tend to do with these is I grow these at the end of my bean rack, but I have to be careful that the soil isn't too rich, because what can happen with these, I've never had it, but I believe what can happen is if the soil's too rich, you get all foliage and very few flowers. But I've never had that, so that's either a reflection on how good I am or how bad I am. Work that one out yourself. The other thing that we've got is something I've not grown before, and I'm doing the first time this year. Honesty. These have been potted on. These are the plant. The best way of me describing the plant with these is, this is the plant that's got the little round, almost like a 10p piece seed head when they go into basically transparent, a bit like rice paper. Wife asked me about doing some of these, and I thought, yeah, why not? So I've got that tray of 6, and then I've got another tray down there, so they're not doing too bad. Something else that we've potted on, and that's sprouts. These could really, I suppose, have gone out rather than being potted on, but I thought, no, I'll pot them on. These are Maximus, looking quite nicely. These are currently outside in a cold frame at the moment. These are. Talking of potting on, we've also potted on, these are marigold. These are boy oh boy. Now I only grow these to keep in the greenhouses. These don't go out in the garden. I use them in the greenhouses as a bit of a natural deterrent with regards bugs and pests. I think it's green fly mainly that it helps to, green fly, white fly, and I don't know whether you can see, but you've got some nice side shoots coming. It is coming to flower there, but there'll be others that will come off them side shoots. I've got about 5 of them here, so they're doing quite nicely. What else have I got? Now then, this is a first begonia, and these are called Trailing Giant. Now, I put these in here on the 8th of the 4th. Now, I've never done these before, and they're grown. I think they're called orms. These, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's all black magic to me growing these. There looks like there's 2. No, that one might be starting, but this one looks like it's not doing anything. Now, because I've never grown these before, I looked on YouTube and they said about doing them in a seed tray, putting these orms in level with the top of the compost. Just make sure the compost is damp but not wet, and whatever I did, don't get any water in the middle of these orms, because all as it will do is they'll just go rotten. They won't sprout, won't grow, they'll just go to mush. And I've got to be honest, that's just starting to come, but I've got 2 there, another one here, that one's sprouting, that one and that one. And I'm assuming now that because these are starting to come, I mean, I'm going to leave them a while yet. I'm not going to do anything with them for another couple of weeks or so. But I'm assuming, rightly or wrongly, and please correct me, but I assume that once these get a little bit bigger, I take them out with a ball of compost, put them into pots and put them in so that we're just covering these orms or bulbs, whatever they are, and then they'll obviously merrily grow away because the foliage is through and so on. Now, is that right or not? That's what I'm going to do, and if that's the correct way of doing things, well, that's great, we're in business. So that's something else that I've yet to get and do. I've got to pot on. What else have we got? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get and pot these cucumbers on. They're going to go into some slightly bigger pots. I've got them in 4-inch pots at the minute, but I've got about 4 in, so I might just change them and put 1 per pot, I think. And I'll bring you back when I've got all them done. Right, I've potted on the cucumbers. I've actually potted on 5 of each because they were started off, they've been in the house, they've been under the grow lights. They look very flippy floppy because they've all been together, the pots, so they've supported each other. What I've done, I've put 3 of each type into the silver greenhouse behind you, and they've gone in that little propagator setup that I've got in there. The others, these are well, a couple of them. These are lots of luxury, and that's a Socrates. These are going to go back in the house, and they'll go back under the grow lights. Let's say it's a bit of a belt and braces type setup. I've done this before, potted things on, and things have failed. So I'm going to, as I say, put some out in the greenhouse and then put some back under the grow lights as a precaution, shall we say. So I think my next job that I need to get and do now is get and sow some carrots. Right, before I get and sow the carrots, I just thought I'd show you what I've done with the veg trug out the back here. Now this, it's an aluminium veg trug, and I don't think veg trug do these anymore. I've had this 3 or 4 years, and I've looked to try to find another one, and I don't think they do them. They only do them in wood now. but it's been it is a great little bit of kit. And as you can see in this, I've got some lettuce. The two tubs of chives, that's my daughter's doing. She bought those. I don't grow a lot in the way of herbs and so on, but she bought them, so they are literally, the pots are just placed in here, and they're doing okay. Then I've got some lettuce, I've got Nirvana, and I've also got a salad bowl. I've then got some spring onions, I've got some red Apache, and I've also got some Guardsman. And down the middle, along the middle there, I've got some carrots which are called Nazareth, and as I say, it's just a great little thing. Come out here, I've not touched any of the salad vegetables as such yet, but as they do get that little bit bigger, it's great to just pop out, grab some lettuce for a sandwich, salad, whatever, spring onions. It's just, I shall obviously keep topping them up as things get taken out, but yeah, it's a shame that Veg Trough don't do these aluminium ones anymore. I'd have loved another one to have put either here or probably where you can't see but behind the camera there, but hey ho, if they don't do them, you're gonna get them. Well, it's that time for me to get and do my carrots in my tubs. Now these barrels, I originally, obviously I've got the two, yeah. One of these was full of sharp sand, and I used to get a piece of ordinary guttering downpipe and bore holes into it, fill them with compost, and I used to grow the long carrots, and fine, that was great, no problem. Then last year I just did normal carrot, as in sweet candle, did them in both and had some fantastic results. This year I'm doing a variety called Nazareth in there, which is I don't know whether it's a supposedly improved version of sweet candle, I don't know, but I'm doing Nazareth in there, and then I'm going to do sweet candle in here. Now these are just full of the compost that was in them last year. It's had nothing added to it, nothing. It's had a little bit to top them up a little, that's all. But I'll show you the process that I use for growing my carrot. I've done them, I've done the Nazareth. I'll bring you in a bit closer and I'll show you what I'm doing with regards to sweet candle. Right, I've basically done just rows of holes using little dibber. In fact, it's the handle off one of those lines for seed sowing. It's broken, but I thought, it'll do. See, perfect for that job. I've not made great big holes. And what I'm going to do with those, I think there's 36 in here, and what I'm going to do is a little bit of compost. This is some of that bath gates. Just make sure that it's down. I'll just do those few in the middle to show you first. In fact, we'll just do them and then I'll bring you back when I'm finished. I'll get the seed. Now I've just put a bit of fresh bath gates in there, and then let's have a look. A bit of seed, and then all that I'm doing is just literally dropping about 3 or 4 seeds into each hole, and then later on, when they germinate, we will then remove the weaker, the smaller plants, or the smaller seedlings, should I say. And then what I'm doing then is a little bit more of the bathgate over the top. Just making the holes, they're about 1/2 inch deep, and firming them down. That's it. And that is it basically. So I'll get on and do the rest. Then when I've finished, I'll bring you back and show you all that I've done. Right, that's it. They're all sown, all done. The reason for putting the fresh compost in, which is the Bathgates multi-purpose, by the way, I put that in because I'm putting the seed into some fresh compost that will just help to give it a little bit of nutrient, a bit of goodness to get it going once it starts to germinate. And that's all. That's the only reason. So all we need to do with them now is give them a good watering. Water them well in. It hasn't forecast, I don't think it's forecast any rain for about a week. Today is the 18th of May. There we go, that will do. And like I say, that's them started off. As you've seen already, I've got some of the Nazareth in the veg trug, just to see how we go on with them. So that's my carrots done for this year. While we're out here and I'm doing the carrots, I just thought I'd show you the rocket early potatoes that were in the greenhouse. It's I'm holding the camera by hand, so apologies for any shaky. As you can see, all doing really nicely. There's a few flowers starting to come. That one there, as you can see on there, the only little bit of a sort of strangeness is that this tub, there's only about 3 that have shot up, but the tops aren't very big at all compared to everything else. But I'm not too worried. These, because we're in a bit of a dry spell, they're not going to get watered every day, but they will get a bit of watering. That's going to be a job I'm going to do now, actually. But I just thought I'd just show you the first early potatoes. Well, that's it for this one. A little long drawn. There's been some breaks in between the filming on this one for various technical issues, which I'll explain in the next video. No, I won't. I'll tell you now. I did quite a bit of filming a while back round on the plot. Got back home and nothing on the card. Tried the card in another camera, still nothing. Tried it in another, still nothing. Just gone totally dead. I think I may have had it once before, but it's a long time ago. I know 1 or 2 of you use your phones for recording and so on with nowadays, so maybe that might be a way to go. I've got a new card, and everything seems to be a-okay. They're not cheap cards that I use, so I don't know why that one went pear-shaped, but you know, hey-ho, we carry on. So as I say, thank you all very much for watching. It really is appreciated, and yes, I say that every time, but that's because I mean it. Without you people watching what I'm doing, it wouldn't really be worth me putting any videos up. Simple as that. So once again, look after yourselves, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra a bit.